Hello, everybody. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers and mothers and pupper dogs. Um, it is Father's Day 2024 here. Just checking on everybody to see what they're doing, checking in. I just got in from trimming the bushes because it's supposed to get extreme. It's warm today. It's 82 degrees, but we're supposed to get in the 90s the next few days. So extreme heat warning has been issued for my area. So I went out and trimmed some bushes and got it ready to go out to the curb for pickup tomorrow. Dominic. Good morning, Dominic.
Yeah, good morning. Bit cold here. I'm feeling a little bit
Little so-so today.
yeah, a little bit rough.
Did you sleep well last night or no?
I did sleep well, just that I'd had some, very entertaining and vivid dreams.
Oh,
And then woke up and thought, were they real or not? And I'm thinking, oh no, I'm here. I hate that. Hi, Corey.
so we'll see how. Hey, Corey, how you doing? Cool cat.
Yeah,
Michael, how you
Michael.
doing?
Hello.
Yeah, Dominic was great enough to just show up and keep me company for a while. We'll see who shows up.
Yeah.
You know, being Father's Day, I'm sure a lot of people got things going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's not, as I said, it's not Father's Day here, so it doesn't happen for another 3 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it's the first Sunday in September or the second, I can't remember. It's been a while since
So that would be your spring season then.
yeah, yeah, just as we're coming into spring, yeah.
Yeah. Makisho, what's his first name?
Warren.
Warren. I don't know
Hello,
why I
Bill.
can't remember that. Bill, how you doing?
Good
Uncle Bill
evening
is on the road.
and happy Father's Day to
Hey,
you.
Happy Father's Day.
hey guys,
Are you going up to see your dad or coming back from seeing your dad?
coming back,
Okay. Because you
coming
got
back. That was early day.
you got a show to do tonight, right?
A show among shows. Dominic is part of it. Yeah,
The show must go on, yes.
yes. I got there at 12, say till just before 4. He's going over his girlfriend's to their family. I didn't want to do that. So I was kind of an excuse to leave a little early, which is great. I get back early and eat, maybe even nap, get all prepared for for that bundle of energy that's my stream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're going to get those topics
yeah,
together.
For Bill's big show.
yeah.
He's going to
Really big
probably
shoe.
Yep.
toilet break.
They had quite a discussion this morning on my channel. Was a debate.
Well, I was over at Backpack Jack. What is that? Jones Seekers International. They only had 7 people in there. So when towards the end, so I think you're right. It's Father's Day.
Oh, yeah, people at this time of day in the US, uh, they're busy, you know?
Faja.
You know,
Speaking of Faja.
but you
Huh?
got, but you gotta remember, everybody can't have a Sarah like Justin does, because Justin sent her out to get him a cake for Father's Day. So she had to get up, get dressed, to go to the store and got him a cake.
That's nice.
Yes.
My wife gave me a card with $500 in it.
Wow.
Thought that was nice. But that was part of that was yesterday was our 25th wedding anniversary.
Ah,
So it's kind of combined, I guess. I don't know. She also, I don't know if I should take it in. She also gave me this grooming kit. And look, it's as big as my Craftsman tool, ratchet set. It's a big black box with grooming items in it, clippers and nose hair. I don't know. I didn't even open it yet. I got to take a look. Got a lot of, apparently got a lot of stuff. She gave me that and a card with money. But the funny thing is, it goes, oh, you should, I thought we weren't going to spend a lot. I got her some neat little stuff for the anniversary. I thought was neat. And then she said, yeah, but you said you want to replace your two front tires on the truck. You could use it for that. Said, oh, okay. Not much of a gift then, is it?
here comes the Mr. Cake of the day.
Yes.
Justin,
What's up?
how was your
Corey?
cake?
I haven't had any cake. What's up, Corey? Cool cat.
What
Russia.
you sent Sarah to the store to get you a cake.
I didn't eat any cake.
That's what
Maybe
you
he was calling Sarah cake. Uh-huh. Look at that cake.
said. He likes to dip his nose in the frosting.
I mean, that's a thing they say now, is that cake. I'm not sure exactly what that means. I know it's complimentary. Think it is. I don't know. Maybe he meant Sarah Lee. They still got, is that still a thing? Sarah Lee cakes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I remember I used to like that stuff.
Warren says today is Fraja Day, just like the cartoon Fraja.
It's Austin Powers. It's
Austin
the way he
Austin
Powers.
pronounces it in the movie. He goes, "You're Faja."
Yeah, Goldfinger. The Goldfinger guy. Faja. Wasn't that him?
Yeah. That was one of the
Yeah.
characters Michael Myers played. I think he played, yeah.
I don't know if he paid that guy. Did he? I don't know.
I
Probably.
think so. He
Played-
played like 4 or 5 characters in that movie.
Played all the good ones.
Played Fat
Faja.
Bastard.
You don't hear anything about him anymore, do you?
Not lately.
I can't think of anything he's done in a long time.
Hey, you know what? You make enough millions of dollars, just sit back, enjoy yourself.
Okay.
He was in the Queen movie Bohemian Rhapsody. He played the manager. That was the last time I remember him being in anything.
Michael
I've
says
never
in
seen
Germany they call it Father's Day.
Foreigner.
Hey Frank.
Up, Jody. Refuse to call you Frank, Jody. I don't even know if Jody's his real name.
Yes.
Oh my God, I can't believe it's not raining. Got so much rain every day. Actually, kind of nice. and hot and humid, but it's not raining.
No,
The girls do something for you for Father's Day, Justin?
they're doing dinner. Making me dinner.
What are you having?
Pork chops, homemade mashed potatoes, and I'm not sure what the vegetable is.
Wow.
I think it was corn on the cob.
Pork chops and applesauce. You know, that's nice.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm going. I got a leftover ribeye steak. I'm gonna go home and just chow it down.
That sounds,
Like,
it's 89 here, feels like 102.
yeah,
Wow.
74% humidity.
Wowzers.
after all
Send
this
some
rain.
of that over here.
Fucking, you can
No, you
have
don't
it,
want
dude.
the
I'll take the Florida winter back. Shit, you can have
I'm
it summertime.
absolutely frozen.
well, you don't want all that humidity there, boss. Air is like it's thick. It's so thick it's slowing my truck down.
I said I'd take some, not all of it. Good evening, Donald.
Hi.
Hi, Don.
Hello.
So what do you want to trade about 30, 35 degrees?
Yeah, I'll take about that. It is
Okay.
what? Just struggling to get to 40 at the moment. Fahrenheit.
Yeah, we didn't take you in Celsius. That'd
I
be,
wish it was
that'd be
Celsius.
40
I wish it was
Celsius. What would that be?
104.
Yeah, no, it's
But we generally have low humidity, which is good.
So it would feel like 38 degrees Celsius right now.
It'd probably feel like 101 or 102.
That's what it feels
So
like
probably about
here.
38,
That's the
yeah.
feels like temperature.
Yeah. But sometimes we do have the high humidity when it gets dragged down from the middle of Australia. And that's when it gets really hard. But that only happens for about a week in summer.
well, the water tables are high here. The ground is saturated from all the rain, and we still have a lot of cloud cover. So it's going to be humid for a bit, but it'll dry off. And we live in the sun. We're the sun people, the bright, sunny, wonderful people of Florida. No comment on?
No,
No,
you are sunny.
I am. Take a look at this Sunny D. Anyway.
Yeah, it's 108 in Phoenix right now. Whew.
But it's a dry heat. Okay. It's dry inside my oven too. I don't want to stick my head.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I do.
109 in Blythe, California.
Yeah, it's only 90 degrees here.
90. You got the 92. We hit 90 today, but I don't think it's that now.
Why they do the coloring on this map? Fucking Texas looks like a big Dorito chip.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's nice up there where damn Lance is at. It's like in the 60s.
I don't really want to trade our weather for anybody else. I know it gets hot and humid for portions of the year, but overall, you can do more stuff outside here. Anyway. The sun is good. Sun is wonderful. It's good. It's wonderful. I love it down here. As long as the AC's working.
I'm looking around the world, even in the Middle East. It looks like Blythe, California is probably the hottest at the moment, as they're all in the 90s and hundreds. Well, not even that hot though. All mid-high 90s in Africa. Where are you at, Brisbane?
Me, no, Melbourne.
No, Melbourne. Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
45 degrees Fahrenheit right now there. What it says on that thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's not so bad for winter.
I'd
It's
take
about
that
average.
shit.
It's about average for winter. And
Really?
considering the fact it's 7:15 on a Monday
Dude,
morning.
I love weather between like the 40s and like the mid 70s. That's nice.
You know, it's not like you're in Iowa or the Dakotas in the wintertime or whatever, dropping below zero.
Yeah, where Ron's at, shit, it'd be negative 45.
Yeah.
What was it last year? He got, what was it, negative 60 or something? I think when we
Yeah.
did the math, we
Around,
were
I think
like,
he was minus 55 or something like that.
yeah, we were all,
Thinking it's minus 20 in
I want
Celsius.
to, yeah, I want to say we were like right at like 100 to 110 degrees apart in temperature.
To answer
like that.
Warren's question, we get snow, but that's about an hour and a half drive from where I am. So we don't get snow in Melbourne itself.
Okay. I thought you were cussing at me for
Our snow areas, Victoria.
Mom thought I said an avocado. I'm like, yeah,
Mount Bull is the best snow
Yes,
we've
if
got.
you want to make me one, yeah, that'd be great.
Dude,
Hey, Donald.
your son sounds just like you.
I know.
Well, he made him that way.
Good. I was thinking I was almost forgotten. Kathy probably texted the kids and told them to wish me a happy Father's Day.
What's up, Michael?
Because I just now got a text from my daughter. And then at the same time, Christopher comes down and opens the door. Hey, I'm getting ready to make a coffee ice cream. You want one?
Okay, there, Warren.
Trying to butter
they
you up
go
because
all
you
out.
forgot.
They're going all out for Father's Day. I like that. That's nice.
Yep. A text and a coffee. Better than nothing.
Maybe. I got disappointing news. My brother was supposed to come down for a week and they had to cancel the vacation. He was gonna be staying down in our area here. Actually worked it out so I could have 4 days off, but now they're not coming.
Now you got a 4-day weekend? Nice.
Well, no, I'll go to work. And it's not like he wanted to. He's not getting his money back on the condo he rented, so it's going to sit empty for a week.
Well,
Told me
you
I
should
should
take
go.
the, that's what I'm saying. Take the 4 days off and you and the wife go down there. Might as well use it.
Well, I mean, I have Sunday and Tuesday off anyway. Really, it was 3 days off I had done, and I could have taken Saturday. But I was telling them, don't worry about it. Let them spend a couple of days at the beach, and then I would do 3 days. I would do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Go down there and run up the mini bar and all that, you know? It's not on your card.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah, but I want to, I don't know, I want to go spend time in my area at a different house, but it is a condo on the beach on the first floors. Maybe I might go there one day, maybe bring the drone and fly to the beach.
Like, sure, I'll take that $18 pack of M&Ms. Matter of fact, I'll take 2.
I don't think the condos come with food. It's not a hotel room. Condo, you rented a condo.
You can order all the free
Sometimes
porn
they'll
you
leave
want.
snacks and stuff there, like popcorn and stuff.
Yeah.
Hold on just a second.
But it's in Hutchinson Island in Jensen Beach, right? So it's probably 25 minutes from my house. I might head over, check it out one day. See. My wife actually, and she never takes vacation time ever. Why do I got to take vacation? I have to work, make money. Every year, same story.
Oh, you
She
could go
actually
over
took
there and
off.
do you can go over there and do your live stream on the beach.
She actually took Sunday. She actually took Sunday, Monday off.
Wow.
So I said, "Well, I guess you can go to work." She said, "Nope, I'm going to paint the house." Oh,
Like Mike said, I heard from all 5 children today. What about the 3 you didn't know about, Mike?
Yeah.
It's always a worry every Father's Day, right? You get that knock on the door.
You should have told Jim Beauchamp. He'd have probably come down and used it.
Hey, Mark.
I just found out. Hi, Mark.
Good evening. Happy Father's
Yeah,
Day to all the dads.
Yeah. The Father's Day in England.
No,
Yeah, it is.
it is? Okay. Well, I'm the odd one out then.
Well,
I think
it's
Canada,
Father's-
it's Father's Day too, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think they share the same Father's Day and Mother's Day as us.
No, our Mother's Day is different.
Our Mother's Day is the first Sunday in May.
Ours is the last Sunday in March.
Oh, okay. God, is everything all different?
First Sunday in May. I think that's same as here.
Okay.
I thought ours
Yeah.
was. I thought ours
Yes,
was
it
the
is.
second. I thought it was on the 14th. Hold on.
No, it's always a Sunday. Just
Actually, it would have been the second Sunday because it was a week before my birthday. It's always
Oh,
it's
so
always
that
it's always the Sunday
must be
before my
the-
birthday, Ken.
It's on the 12th
so
of
much.
May.
It was the 12th this year, yeah. That's the second, maybe. It's always
Second-
about a
second
week before
Sunday.
my birthday.
Okay, so it's the second
Not a-
Sunday in May.
Yeah,
Yeah,
must
it
be.
said the United States celebrates Mother's Day on the second day of Sunday in May, and it was, I guess, started in 1872.
Yeah, probably by Hallmark.
It was started by a woman named Julia Ward Howe, called for women to join support of disarmament and asked for the 2nd of June, 1872 to be established as Mother's Day. I guess they must have changed it. It's definitely been commercialized, that's for sure. Just like every other holiday.
Well, it is the number one day in restaurants across the country. Is Mother's Day, by the way.
We never
That-
used to
that's
have. We never used to have Father's Day until only about 10, 20 years ago at the most.
I think that's the biggest day for vacuum sales as well, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
We apologize for that. We apologize for that
Right.
comment.
No,
I
I
Vacuums.
one of us, really,
You vacuums.
Really
What are you
feel
spoiling
that.
them for? What are you spoiling them for? A broom is good enough.
no, I
Mm.
remember when my stepdad bought my mom a vacuum for Mother's Day, she was pissed. She took it as an insult. She was mad as hell.
It's like my wife's weird. She likes a good vacuum.
That was back when I was like 14 or 15. I remember she fucking flipped out on him about that.
A lot of cars broken down today.
Dog wants to poop. See you folks later. Later on, Karashio. Or Warren. See you later. Oh shit, I missed Laura's live stream.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
here.
going on like
I was asleep.
2 o'clock your time.
I was up
I
at
completely
6:30 my time, and it already finished.
Yeah, I got off Fortnite and then started doing stuff. I completely forgot.
It looks like a fun game. It's like a cross between World of Warcraft and Battlefield.
What, Fortnite?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun game. Jason only likes playing it because because obviously he was a SEAL and he's retired. He doesn't like realistic first person shooter games. And he kind of likes that one because it's a little bit more cartoonish. It's not so real
Oh,
looking.
it's very cartoonish. But
Yeah, he doesn't like ones that look like actual military games.
no, I didn't know Jason was a SEAL.
Yep. You go on his Facebook, yeah, he's got a bunch of pictures of him um at the different bases and stuff in his dress uniforms and all that.
He's a heck of a nice guy, though. Seems to be. Very
Yeah, he
pleasant.
is.
Got a heck of a setup, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
54-inch monitor.
And he's got two pretty high-end 32-inch monitors too that he has.
Yeah. He's got that. Well, his monitor was like, I don't know, $3,000 or something like that just for the monitor. It's not just big; it's a high end.
That's the
Nice,
Odyssey,
but
Samsung Odyssey.
yeah, of course he's running a. I guess he's. I think he says he's running a 4080.
Yeah, he quite surprised me with that thing he said. Yes, was it yesterday or the day before, something like that? So, like his job is teaching skydiving in a skydiving thing. At some point, he actually fell off a 3-story building and was paralyzed from the neck down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was back when he was a SEAL. Yeah, he was telling us about it the other night. They were doing some kind of training thing and he fell off of a building, 3-story building while he was doing his training exercise. I'll give it to him, man. That SEAL training looks intense as shit if you've ever watched the videos on it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Then they sit there and try to get you to quit. Like they have hot coffee and donuts right there on the shore. Come over here and warm up and get some hot coffee and donuts. It's just sitting there about freezing to death in the water. If it
It's some of
takes,
the most rigorous training of all the branches. Some of them.
okay, Michael had a question. If it takes 5 minutes for 5 automatic coffee machines to make 5 cups of coffee, how long does it take for 120 coffee machines to make 120 cups of coffee?
5 minutes.
Wait, what now?
Don't try to figure that out while you're driving, Bill.
Yeah, you know,
You gotta take his hands off the wheel. 1, 2, 3.
like I'm wearing flip flops. I can use my toes.
5 minutes.
Yeah, it'd be 5 minutes. Same amount of
Brian.
time, just more
Michael.
more machines and more
More
coffee.
machines, yeah.
Michael said, "Shut up, Mark." What's up, Brian? He said, "Smart asses."
Yeah, that's the kind of question you can ask, and you get people trying to work it out for ages.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
Yes.
his dog Maggie that's just died. She was his service dog when he was paralyzed.
Yeah, he took that pretty hard, didn't he?
Yeah.
I understand. I hate it when I lose a dog. If I should be lucky enough to make it to heaven, that's one of my first questions. Why?
Where are all my dogs?
Well, maybe they were bad dogs. Maybe they're not
Well,
there.
that's the definition of Donald. Donald's a bad dog. Right, Dominic?
Well, I said all the good pets have the short lifespans. If you want a turtle, that outlive your grandkids.
Yeah, they live almost 100 years, don't they?
Be awesome if you could have a dog for like 40, 50 years.
Well, some parrots live 70, 80 years too.
Max, where the hell have you been?
Yeah.
Outlive your grandkids. That turtle may not live that long, depends on how well behaved your grandkids are.
My sister got a little snapping turtle from the fair back when she was like, I want to say 16 or 17, and she still has the damn thing. He's 23 years old.
And it's alive,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. We took care we took care of him for a few months while she was moving. And she just came and got him. Well, it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
It doesn't seem like you'd have to really do a lot to take care of a turtle. But
Well, especially a turtle that's designed to be in a nasty lake, because it's the same type of turtles you see here in Florida in the lakes. It's the same one, same breed or same, I guess, breed of turtle.
Yeah, all you've got to do is feed it.
That's a great sentiment, Michael. Cool Cat says all cats and dogs are angels. and they get called back to heaven.
His water was a little dirty one day, and Sarah goes, "Ew, look at his water. Is he gonna be okay?" I said, "He's a fucking turtle." I said, "Have you seen their natural habitat they live in? It's fucking nasty. It's swamp." I was like, "It'd be fine." Oh yeah, Mike, you'll go along the lakes and if you'll see snapping turtles all up on logs and everything else during the daytime basking out in the sun.
Now, when you have a pet turtle, how often do you change the water or clean the container?
We'd clean it probably
when it
once
starts
every
now.
couple of weeks. But we had a filter running in his, so it kind of helped filter a lot of the
Oh, kind
water.
of
So
like a fish aquarium type thing?
yeah, we just had a fish filter, like one of the aquarium filters in there. It was hooked onto the side and it would suck up the water and filter it. And then we had it about halfway full, and then he had like a pile of rocks that came up, so that kind of made a platform up out of the water, and then he could crawl up out of the water and get up on there if he wanted to sit up there. And then he would have the other about 60% of the tank was just small little layer of rocks on the bottom. He could swim around in there. It was a pretty big tank. I want to say it was 25 or 40 gallons somewhere in there. I can't remember how big exactly. It was a pretty good sized tank.
How big a turtle was he?
About the size of a, so I would say about the size of a dinner plate. He was pretty good size.
Oh,
So
He
he
wasn't
wasn't one of
seeing-
those little dinky ones you see in pet stores.
No, that's how he started. When she got him, he was like the size of a quarter. He was just a little tiny thing. She won him at a fair, at one of those little fair things, the little games. And he just had him ever since. She calls him Turtle Dude. That's his name, Turtle Dude. She's had him for 20 some years now.
But now he's what, this big, you said?
Yeah, he's about the size, I'd say slightly smaller than a dinner plate, just slightly smaller.
Think you might be slightly out in your calculation of how many gallons though, Justin. My tank behind me is 3 foot by 1 foot by 18 inches, and that's almost 40 gallons.
well, you wouldn't leave it. It wouldn't be filled to the top, right?
No, it was only a little under halfway full. Because it's not a fish, so you want him to be able to come up out of the water.
Well, the time that you had the turtle,
Mm.
did you get an indication that he had any kind of a personality at all?
Yeah, he's a little prick. He's a snapping turtle. Try to bite you if he's. I mean, you can reach in and pick him up. It's not like you would. Like if you reach down and grab him by the back and pick him up, he is fine. But if you put your finger next to the glass, yeah, he'd try to bite your finger through the glass. Yeah, he's a little dickhead. They don't tend to have
Sounds
the
like
best
a-
personalities.
Sounds like a wonderful pet.
I don't know why my sister. I was at one point I was getting frustrated because I wanted her to come get him because we had him for like 3 months or something. I was like, dude, you gotta come get your damn turtle. So I'm not letting him go in the freaking lake. You don't come get him.
You know, he's keeping us up at night. He's so noisy.
Well, the fish tank was noisy because of the damn filter. It was always running water, and it was super annoying. Kids were
Wow.
always complaining about it because it was in the girls' room and they hated it.
Yeah, those
What
filters
was
are
it?
made.
What was it?
So-
Gas powered?
No, it's just because the water had to fall so far. You know, on a regular fish tank, it's only falling like maybe a half inch or so. So they're real quiet. But the minute it was like a waterfall in his tank, so you always just heard running water all the time. And the girls hated it. They were always complaining about it.
Make him want to make them wet their beds at night and stuff. I don't know. Water is supposed to be calming, help you sleep,
Make you want to pee.
make you want to pee,
Huh.
remind you that you didn't take a shower today.
Yeah, the outlet on my filter is at the surface level, so it doesn't make any noise. All you hear is the humming noise in the background of the motor.
That would make sense. Unless you felt the need to aerate the water. So,
Oh, it's got an air pump that pumps air into it through air stones that create bubbles. But just the movement on the surface of the water from the water coming out of the filter will put air into the water.
you know, it's funny. You said water twice,
Water.
and then you
And then
finished up with
water.
water. Yeah, you
Water.
finished up with water.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to think this accent's fake. It's the difference between water and water.
Yeah, we're an inconsistent nation.
I should have named him
Apparently.
Donatello. I didn't name him. Our kids did, so. Or she did
Yeah,
back when he was a baby, so.
we definitely don't keep
Yeah,
turtles.
turtle dude.
Yeah.
You put
Not that we have many
a lot
turtles,
of
but
thought into that.
some people
Eh.
do keep terrapins, which are like little turtles.
But a terrapin was a turtle. I mean, there's such a thing as
No,
turtle soup.
Yeah, no, it's actually a terrapin rather than a turtle, just the same kind of thing. And they only grow to about 8 inches.
Well, my sister's turtle actually stopped growing, and he's been the same size for quite a few years now, because
Yeah,
he's
they'll
grown
grow.
Get
to
a
the
bigger
size.
tank.
Yeah,
They'll
Get a
grow
bigger
to their
tank.
environment.
Yeah.
yeah, because he's been in the same tank for the longest time. She just got him a new one when she came in when she came and got him not too long ago. But yeah, he was in the same tank for years and years, and he was ready for a new one because it was getting beat up pretty bad. So she
It's gotta
said,
be a
"Well, I'll just
lonely.
go get."
It could be a lonely existence. We thought about getting him a turtle chick to go with turtle dude, turtle babe, turtle whore. You know, something.
Then you'd have to
Turtles.
create something like a beach in the what's it for it to lay its eggs in.
Turtle
One
slut.
fun thing to do with them was like once a week we'd go out and catch a big old nice fat lizard and throw it in there. Let him munch down on it. He loved eating lizards. Because I mean, you can walk out on the porch here in Florida, you can walk out on your porch and be on 1,000 lizards up on the screen. So he'd
Yeah, we
always
got
find a
plenty
nice
of,
big fat one.
plenty of lizards. Scratch the paint off your house.
Yeah,
But they do to mine.
why?
Why? Because they got talons, these little fuckers. And like I've got the shutters on the one bedroom window out front.
They don't have.
They like to go behind they go behind the shutter.
I
They.
don't know what you'd use an air mattress for.
Who are you
Oh, I thought
talking
he was
to?
talking. I thought he was talking to me. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, he
Why
doesn't
do
look
why
like-
do lizards why do lizards
You
scratch the
know where it is
because they
now?
don't like the color. Apparently.
My mom had a box turtle as a child. Her mom kept it for her second house she owned. It was only a foot long, or over a foot long.
We had turtles. They all died. We had fish. They all died. I don't know what was going on in that house. There was a illness that went around that was killing off pet turtles. kind of a thing. They had a virus.
Mm.
That's why they died. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of freaking fish tanks over the years.
No, there really was. There was a thing where they were recommending not to get, because in Jersey they weren't all over the place. You actually bought them. You know, you go to a pet store like that, and apparently a lot of these turtles were sick, and you didn't know, and you introduced one. I think we had 3 or 4. Well, we got 3, one for each of the boys, I guess, and they all croaked.
I think Cool
Strange.
Cat's behind in the stream because he just put in the chat. Nobody would ever fake a Manchester accent, Bill. Mike said turtle flu.
Is that what it was? Yeah, I remember there was an illness that went around, and everybody's turtles were dying.
I knew quite a few people that had desert tortoises that they adopted from the county. Cause like there was, where I lived at, I think it was the county or something, they had a program where you could actually adopt one and it was free, but you had to be registered with them to have it. But it didn't cost anything, but a lot of people had them in their backyards. They'd have little tortoise areas set up. Cause she didn't run across them very often in the wild. I don't think I ever found a desert tortoise when I lived growing up in the desert. I don't think I've ever actually saw one in the wild.
In the Seychelles, they used to buy a tortoise when they had a little girl when it was born. And then by the time the girl was ready to get married, the tortoise was big enough to be the wedding feast.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Growing a damn pet to eat it at your wedding?
I don't think they actually kept it as a pet, just they bought a tortoise.
I mean, I'm not gonna say turtle soup's nasty because I've never tried it, but turtles just don't look appetizing. I'm sorry.
Well, you pull that shell back, and they're sexy as can be, man. Yeah. Jump in my belly.
I said I've never tried it. I would try it at least once, but
Yeah, these were the
Yeah.
giant tortoises, like the size of Galapagos ones.
Get in my belly. I'm above you in the food chain.
there's a lot of like that's actually a lot of those are being banned now from being imported and exported now in a lot of countries because there's so many of the kind of rarer ones that are getting killed off from poachers and stuff.
Mm.
Kind of like ivory, how a lot of countries have made that illegal.
We always used to get taught about the Galapagos tortoises and everything and how big they're, but they never mentioned the fact that they actually do live in other places as well.
Oh,
Well,
you should see the
the pet that I couldn't understand is people that have like boa constrictors and stuff like that. It's like, what? I don't quite get that.
it's the fun of feeding the mice to them, I guess. I had quite a few snakes growing up. I had a couple gopher snakes. I had a king snake.
Yeah, one of my cousin's daughters has snakes. She's weird.
Yeah.
Snakes,
Depends on
spiders.
depends what you want in a pet. You know, they can be very colorful and pretty, calm, and apparently they can be affectionate, from what I understand.
Dangerous.
They'll
Depends on
recognize their
the snake,
they'll
yeah.
recognize their owner.
King snakes and gopher snakes tend to be very docile.
Yeah.
I used to catch gopher snakes all the time in the wild, and I never had one try to bite me. I mean, they would pretend that they had this defense mechanism where they would pretend to be a rattler. They would sit and they would shake their tail and they'd make the rattling noise.
Dogs can be dangerous. All animals can be dangerous.
True.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
I don't
wouldn't
think
be-
that Dominic's Vegemite is dangerous.
Yeah, I wouldn't be cuddling no pit viper or anything, you know.
No.
Or a King Cobra.
Yeah, I wouldn't be cuddling one of those. But that's a
I-
beautiful snake to have, though, if you have
I
the
think
means
a
to have a
King
proper
Cobra,
setup.
don't they devenom them and have them as pets in some places?
I have no idea. Never
Well,
heard that.
Oh, you can milk them, but you'd have to continually milk them. Unless you're saying they take their fangs out. That'd be kind of cruel.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's a thing. I've never heard of them doing anything like
Yeah.
that.
So that you can actually take the venom sacs out.
That's what I'm talking about, the venom.
Oh,
They still bite,
Okay.
but they don't inject the venom.
I passed by the Serpentarium on the way home today. On 192, it's called the Serpentarium. It's got all kinds of snakes, hundreds of them. And there's a guy, 80-something-year-old guy, that runs that place that has been bitten so many times.
I was
It's
just about
apparently
to say. Yeah.
It's apparently impossible for him to die of a snake bite because his body has developed such a
Huge.
resistance.
I've heard about that guy. Yeah, here in Florida.
Yeah. I mean, he's missing a few fingers, but whatever. Yeah, he's in St. Cloud. Never went. I have to go check it out sometime.
Be surprised how much cool shit is in your own town if you just go look. A lot of people
Yeah,
don't
well-
appreciate their own town. They'll go to somebody else's neck of the woods and be like, "Oh, it's so nice here, so much to do." But then somebody could come to your area and say the same thing. You just don't realize it because you don't pay attention to it.
Yeah, no, nobody appreciates what they have. Well, I shouldn't say nobody. Most people. They're too busy living their lives to notice what's going on around them, really.
Yeah, most people don't take the time to go out and like look around their own area and see what kind of attractions there are, things to do, museums, stuff like that.
You're right. People that are born and raised here think it's boring. And yet people from all over the world come to Florida for vacation.
Yep.
There's everything you could want here.
That's not
That's
because it's
true.
boring, it's because it's warm.
No, not except mountains. We don't have mountains.
That's the one thing I miss being from California is the mountain range, looking out the window and seeing mountain ranges. Because I lived down in the valley in the desert and we were surrounded by massive mountain ranges. And then during the winter time, it was really beautiful because all the mountain ranges would have snow on them, just not down in the
Yeah.
desert valley where I was at. But
Yeah, in
you could-
Pennsylvania, the house I owned was actually in the mountains. I mean, they weren't those kind of mountains like they're like tail end of the Appalachians or whatever. The Endless Mountain Range they call it. And the Endless Mountain Ranges, they're not so high. They're older, very green. I was about, I don't know, 1,500 feet above sea level there. And it's nice and all, it's green, it's cool. But that snow you're talking about, it doesn't like to leave. You're above the snow line. And then every time it snows, we keep the snow a little longer, then it snows again, then we get more. That year in '94 when we had every Saturday for 12 out of 13 Saturdays, there was at least 6 inches. That's the least amount of snow we got overnight. Because sometimes it was 8, 9, 10. It was unbelievable winter. I had so much snow on that property because, like I said, from the week before it was still there. It just gets higher and higher. You couldn't after the last snowstorm. My back patio door, which was I had a deck out there, which was probably 30 inches off the ground, and the snow came up and overcovered the deck and went 2/3 of the way up the back patio door.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, I was built up though too because the wind was blowing off the field in the back. I looked out the car. I had a F-150, an old one. It was it wasn't that old then. Well, it was old enough, but I had 295s. They came out to about 30.5-inch tires on them. So oversized knobbies, a 4x4 truck, and my truck was the only vehicle that you can actually see the hood of the top of the truck. It actually was a mound in the snow. I had to dig the vehicles, literally dig them out of the snow to get to them.
Yeah, see, we were kind of lucky where we lived. We lived right at the foot of the mountains on one mountain range. And so whenever it would snow really heavy up in the mountains, we'd actually drive up there with 2 or 3 pickup trucks. And my uncles and everybody, we'd load up the trucks with snow and bring them back down real quick. And then we'd have like snowball fights and we'd build a snowman in the front yard and shit. Try to do it before all the snow melted.
Yeah, I'll tell you who loved it that year was my Newfoundland dog. Because that's their thing. That's their environment. She would actually, I thought, I didn't know where she was the one day. I'm calling out the front, and you know, they're black. She's pitch black. She had like a white tuck right here, pitch black, 135-pound dog. Mandy, same name as my Shih Tzu, by the way. And her head popped up out of the suit. She was sleeping under the snow. She's actually in the snow, covered over the top of her, no problem. Just taking a nap out there.
Oh, there was a guy on YouTube that was getting shit because he was posting shorts of his he had a couple different dogs, and one of them I believe was that same breed, and everybody was giving him shit on YouTube because he was taking videos of his dogs sleeping out in the snow, and he did a whole video explaining how these dogs love the snow.
But I love it. Their fur, they've got the regular fur, and underneath that, in the winter, they grow their undercoat, which you have to every year brush out. There'd be a big pile. I'd have a big pile of undercoat that was as big as the dog, you know, that left over after I got done brushing all that shit out from underneath there. But they're not cold. They're not even a little bit cold. They're made to live in that. They're from Newfoundland, Canada. Well, they're actually from. They're not. Newfies aren't from Newfoundland. They're from what's the next island next to that? There's Newfoundland and there's anyway, they're from that region, you know.
That little small island, Iceland?
Might be Labrador.
But yeah, they were good.
We got Labradors here.
What is it?
Labrador. We got Labradors. It's a dog breed.
Oh yeah.
Well, they bred Labradors from Newfoundland dogs. I don't know if you knew that. They wanted
I
to.
just forgot to point that out.
Yeah, they're related.
But yeah, that guy was getting shit for that video because he was showing his dog. The dog was doing the same thing you're talking about. It was like sleeping up under the snow. And the dog would want to be outside all day long, and everybody was like, "Why are you leaving your dog outside in the cold like that?" Because he had 2 other little dogs. One was a Chihuahua and one was something else, and they wouldn't want to go outside. They'd want to stay inside.
Of course not.
Yeah, it's a bit like Pyrenean mountain dogs and the St. Bernards.
Well, I am home. So excited. I'm going to eat my steak. I'll see you.
Well done.
All right.
No, not well done. I like it. I like medium rare.
Oh, but I'm saying well done as in.
I know.
It.
Getting home.
It was an unintended pun there.
Yeah.
I generally have my
Yep.
rare anyway.
Yeah, the best kind. You're very punny. Oh God.
Enjoy then.
Hey, you want to see my sign? I got a sign in front of my house.
Oh, great.
Hold on.
Didn't you mention one time you got a new driveway as well?
Hey, didn't you get a new driveway?
And a ring doorbell, I think.
Oh, look at that, a new driveway. Oh my gosh.
What the hell are we looking at?
Waiting
God,
for his
what do you
sign.
Oh, I was looking up at Mark's thing. I was like, what the hell is that? I was looking at the wrong box.
We
The
did
bill.
Photograph of the sky this afternoon.
Oh, look at there, Dominic. Fuck around and find out.
Yeah, fuck around and find out. Yep.
protected by fuck around and find out. The guy in the store, what he did was he had that the U and F, you know, it's F. What he did so it's not so nasty is he took 2 shotgun shells, depleted, shotgun shells or no, they weren't shotgun shells. They were rifles, rifle
Gotcha.
cartridges. Anyway, he had two of them over the U, So it had a double, it actually completed the message and it was a little less offensive. Kinda. So I have some shotgun shells. I want to, but I don't want to put live ones out here. So I'm
See,
going
now
to,
now you
sooner or
need to
later.
you need to get that sign now that says, due to ammo prices, warning shots will not be given.
I'm going to fire off a couple and then hot glue them in front of the U, make it a little less offensive. To the criminals before I kill them.
Mm,
I don't want to
Make
be
it
offensive to them.
a German U with an umlaut above it.
That's what I did. I just put the two
Yeah.
dots above it just to throw people off.
Speaking of offensive, hold on, here's another thing.
Yes.
I was waiting for the first person to key my car, but nothing's happened so far.
Maybe if you were in New York or California, you'd have to worry more about that.
Mm.
Well, it only takes one idiot.
Or Pennsylvania. Mm.
Aren't allowed to say what they want anymore. I just realized I took this in a while ago because of a windstorm. That's right. Now I'm going to offend somebody else probably.
Again, wrong state. I don't know. You can drive through my neighborhood and there's at least 20 out of 30 houses have flags.
Only issue with this is I'm going to see if it's going to set off my ring. I got a ring, one of those ring-a-dings there. And
Yeah,
but I have it set to recognize people. So that it shouldn't go off because it should realize that that's not a person. But I did have one of these. See, this one's starting to die here. And it was a long one, and it was hanging all the way down, and it was swinging back and forth over the driveway. And it kept recognizing it as a person.
Yeah, that shit doesn't always work right.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll find out.
I had my security camera in the room that we would, just so we could keep an eye on the dogs. We had a little swivel one in the room. And I had it set to
Embarrassing
humans
messages.
only, just so I wouldn't keep setting it off every 2 seconds, but it would still do it every time the dogs walked in front of it. And it had a pet setting too, and I had it checked off.
What an embarrassing mess this garage is. I really got to do some.
Yeah, but it only
Clean it
counts all pets.
Alexa, close the garage door.
Now that's lazy.
You know how hard it is to get up and push a button? Relax yourself, Mark. That makes it so easy these days, though, man. You can put a smart switch on damn near anything. You can do the thermostat. You can put one on it, damn near anything
looking at?
anymore.
Yeah, you can't do one on my thermostat. Unfortunately,
Answer me.
Why?
Answer me.
because it's
Answer
not
me.
one that's made for a smart thing. It connects wirelessly,
Somebody's glad to see you.
but it won't connect to an app.
What?
Yeah, but you could put your own smart that thermostat on there, couldn't you?
I don't think so. I'm not looked into it. I'm not really that worried about it.
I'm sure you could. Just gotta wire it in there.
The thermostat is only of any use the winter.
I take it Bill, those are the wife's dogs.
Huh?
I don't see you interact with them much.
Brian just said you closed his garage door too. That's what Brian just said in the chat.
What?
Uh,
No, these girls, you know, it's funny, they pick a master, the little one, the black one. So somehow they switched. They used to be the bigger one was mine. They're both, you know, they're both of ours. But if we were sitting together, the little girl, the baby, although they're the same age, by the way, she's just smaller. She would come to me. What do you want, Mandy? This is Mandy. This one I named after my Newfoundland dog. Yeah.
they look vicious as
They're
hell.
oldies, so, you know, they'll be 12 years old in November.
They look
Can't
vicious.
tell. Can't really tell, can you? Can you? No. No.
It's the
Speaking
same
of
one
pets
because
that live
mine
too long.
Precious will be 13 in November.
Oh. Speaking of pets that live too long. Picking up your shit for probably another 5, 6 years, you little bastards. Hi, honey.
Mhm.
You too. All right, guys, I'm gonna go.
Hey, Bill, hey, have a good show
See
tonight.
you later.
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you.
Yep. See you later, Bill.
You're gonna be on
See you
at 10
later.
o'clock, right?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Be there, be square.
3
Take
a.m.
care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Mm.
What you got going on a Monday morning there, Dominic? Oh, he's on the phone.
On the phone.
Probably the same thing as he does
Happy
every morning. Go for
Happy
coffee.
Father's Day, Russell. Thank you. I don't know if you're a dad, but happy Father's Day if you are. That's- So when's that drone supposed to be there, Paul?
Well, I don't know, next week or so. Let me go over and see if I can look at it.
Did Mike post any videos that he took yesterday yet?
I don't think so.
Go to his channel real quick. Nope. The last one was 7 months ago. Damn, Mike, it's been 2 years since you did a live show. Jesus.
I'm back.
So what do you got going on a Monday morning, Dominic?
Too many things at the moment. There's something going
Any
on
up-
in the background here.
Any update on your
Mm.
laptop yet?
Not yet. No, I'm going to get in contact with them and see what's going on. 'Cause I think they
Yeah,
comment, just checking email. And,
'Cause you were supposed to have it in like 3 or 4 days. That's what, going on a couple weeks now.
yeah, I know.
Was this the new one or the old one?
No,
Yeah,
a new one.
All right.
They told him that one day he said he ordered it, that it was gonna be 3 or 4 days, and it's been a couple weeks now.
Yeah. Yeah, basically stating that, what was the, trying to find the message.
Oh, it looks like I didn't get the drone. Somebody else bought it.
Oh, no.
Oh, well.
It says here the order's been placed.
Don't tell Joe.
It'll take 21 days to send, so that's
Why was
frustrating.
Was it an auction on eBay or something?
Yeah, it's
No,
eBay.
no, it's
No, not you. I meant
those
Paul.
buy now, pay later sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I meant Paul.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it was an auction.
Oh, well, in that case, he's lucky
Uh,
if it got.
I thought he did the buy it now. I thought he actually purchased that. I
He
didn't
didn't
know he
have a
placed
buy
a
it
bid
now,
on
but
it.
I made the offer late, with just minutes to go. And I left and I come back now and it says it ended and it went for $25 more than what I was bidding.
Mm,
People
It
will
was-
watch that shit for till the very last second, so
Yep,
if you're not paying attention to it,
there was 44 bids. Wow.
that's all of the people that have heard that DJI are going to get banned.
Mm,
Well, no, it's just that it's very rare to find a Paradenofi. T drone works perfect, because it's got both cameras, a regular camera and a thermal imaging camera.
Mhm.
Because, when you buy, like if you to buy the DJI one, which I had before, you're paying $3,800 or more.
Yeah.
I remember the one and only time I ever bid on something on eBay. It was for a drone case for my Air 2. And it was like they had the bid was for like $5, so I bid on it. And it was like I think like a 40 or $50 case brand new. So I bid on it and I didn't think to check on it, and I left and come back the next morning. And it says you won the bid for $300. I said, "Excuse you?" I said, $300. I got a hold of the seller. I said, "I'm not paying you $300," because they sent me a message talking about, "Oh my God, thank you so much for your bid. I really appreciate it. I could really use that money." I said, "You ain't getting it." I said, "I did not set that bid at $300. I don't know how the fuck it got up to 300. I must have had some kind of auto bid thing set because I wasn't really familiar with it." And I told him, I said, "I'm not paying you $300 for a $50 case." I said, "Get the hell out of here." And they got so pissed off and they were like, "I'm going to contact." I said, "Contact eBay. I don't give a shit if they get rid of my account." I said, "I'm not paying you $300 for a fucking $50 case. And you're high to think that somebody would have bid that much on a case that was worth $50. that I could have
Yeah.
bought off Amazon for $50. I got a hold of eBay. I said, something went wrong. I said, I did not bid that. I said, all I bidded was one time for like $5. I said, that was it. I said, somehow when I woke up the next morning, it was at $300. I said, Now, eBay contacted me and said, yeah. Just make sure you do this or make sure it doesn't happen again or something. And they didn't ding my account for it. So, but after that, I was like, I'm never bidding on anything on here again.
12 p.m. to Friday, June 21st.
Because I don't know what I did or what went wrong. Like, I don't know. I never did try to figure, I never really tried to figure it out, but I'm assuming it was some kind of auto bid setting that was turned on or something.
It'll only bid up to your maximum bid that you put in, and it'll only go up so much above somebody else's bid. So if you'd put like $500 instead of $5, and somebody else must have bid like $280 for it to get to 300.
Yeah, and they were probably, and it probably was my fault. I probably put in the wrong information and didn't realize it.
But if you've actually made an incorrect bid, you can actually go back and correct it.
But
Mm.
I'd almost bet somebody was being a dick and they were like, oh, this person's just auto bidding, and they just kept running it up till the end of the bid, just to be an ass. But I told that person, I said, I'll give you $20 for it. I said, but I'm not paying 300. I even offered to pay him $20 for it. I said, you were asking for $5 on a starting bid for, I said, and you had it for buy it now for like, I think it was like 20 or $22 or $25 or something. They had to buy it now if you wanted to buy it. And I told him, I said, I'll give you what the buy it now was for. I said, but I'm not paying $300 for a fucking case. And they got really pissed off with me and like I should have to pay him the $300. Fuck off. As a seller, you should have known something was wrong, like to know that an item that wasn't a rarity item all of a sudden jumped up. You should have realized that, hey, maybe something went wrong here.
Yeah.
And not assume that that's what it went for and that somebody was going to pay you for that. I don't know. I've never tried to bid on anything on there since that happened. That was probably 2 or 3 years ago. I've done the buy it now and bought stuff, but oh, that's the Enterprise, Mavic 2 Enterprise.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That's one that's got like the speaker and the light and everything.
Yeah.
To it. Oh, is that a good price for that drone?
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
that like a
If you were
5
to-
or at
if
least
you
a
were to
5
buy
or
it
7 year?
new, when you were buying it new, it would have been about $5,000.
Yeah, but that's like at least a 6-year-old drone now,
Yep.
ain't it?
Yep.
Age has got to play a factor into buying a product, period.
Let's see what he talks about it.
I don't know if I'd want to buy a drone that old. Even if it was an Enterprise version. Like if it was a cheaper drone, like I wouldn't mind buying an Inspire 1 only because they go for so cheap, but because the price they go for, but I would never spend 3 or 4 grand on an Inspire 1 if they were still going for that.
Well, here's one.
David's in there.
Little bit of wear and tear on that baby. Look at it. You see the knockers on it?
Well, England won the football match today anyway.
Yeah.
And
Scored a goal in the 13th
It's the
minute.
regular controller.
That's
We
how
got a
it's
big
a-
phone on it.
So they did better than Scotland did yesterday. On Friday, I mean.
Australia won in the T20 cricket,
Uh-huh.
won by 6 runs with about 2 balls left.
Who was that against?
Scotland, I believe.
Scotland?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I think there was a. I think what they did was manipulated the result so that England couldn't move further up the ladder. I think it was manipulated a little bit on net run rate. Push England further down the list. I think there was that seemed to happen.
Well, Scotland played Germany and got beat 5-1.
Oh, okay.
And even Scotland's goal was a German own goal.
Mm.
Yeah, probably right. I should have continued on with it. I don't know. I got busy doing something else and just forgot about it. It ended at 3 o'clock this afternoon. So
What did it actually go for then?
$1,085, and I bid $1,075, and because the bid before that was $1,100. So I figured I put a high enough bid on it, and I wasn't going to lose it because it only had a couple of hours left. I was wrong.
Oh, well, I suppose it saved you over $1,000. So
Yeah, but I would have liked to have had it, but yeah.
But you only ever fly your Air 2S anyway.
Yes, that's right. And I've got 2 of them.
Think you would have liked to have it, but then you would have had virus remorse 2 days after you bought
Yeah,
it.
and
like
then
you did.
sell it 2 days later.
Like the last 2 or 3 drones you bought like that.
Yeah.
Well, I only bought them because you guys told me to.
What?
Oh, it was.
Hey,
I
Cool.
listened to you.
Everybody's
How does
telling him not to. And he says that we did.
Paul, how does that taste?
Good.
Not the Pepsi, all the shit coming out of your mouth.
Well, if it wasn't for you and Joe, I wouldn't even have been interested in it. But you guys told me to buy it, so I thought I did.
The next time, we're just going to ignore the fact that you've put it up so that you can't blame us for anything then.
Well, no, because I always listen to Justin and Joe,
And then do the opposite. Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
What? Mark, I thought you were a friend of mine.
I am. That's why I keep telling you not to spend all that money you can't afford.
I think Paul's a secret millionaire. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, Paul wishes he was a secret millionaire.
He just plays humble.
No, if Paul was a secret millionaire, he'd just go out and buy a brand new one.
I don't know if Anafi still has thermal drones.
They still make commercial drones. They're just not making hobbyist type drones.
Better late than never.
Yep.
I'm just getting back from my daughters, and I tell you what, they need to start getting that shit together. They want me to go eat. They better get everybody over there on time.
Oh, what happened?
In-laws, they didn't get there till like 4 o'clock, and the meal
What
was
time
ready
did
for
y'all
2.
eat? Why you guys eating dinner at 2 o'clock?
Well, 2 o'clock they were gonna. It was like a lunch, basically. Everybody was coming over for 2 o'clock. They didn't show up till right at 3:45. Like,
Oh, that's right. Old people go to bed at like 4, huh?
not me.
Got to get up for
Them.
that early bird special at 4 in the morning, don't you, Jeff?
They had the other grandparents and the great grandparents came over, both in the 85s and 90s. And it was like, oh, Lord help me.
What's up, Donald?
It looked like
Hi, guys.
geriatric ward.
I had to disappear earlier. My daughter finally called me.
There you
All
go.
right.
I was starting to think she wasn't going to call today.
Mm-hmm.
She was probably busy doing her own Father's Day stuff with her husband, and then you know how
Nope.
that goes.
No, she worked this morning, I guess.
Anyway, let's get on to the interesting part about it. What flavor cake did she get you, Justin?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, she ended up getting pie. There was cheese, and she got a cheesecake, and what else was it? What else did you get? Cheesecake, and what else?
You sound like
Cookies
TJ
and
now.
cream. Oh, she got cookies and cream pie and a cheesecake.
Hey, Jonathan.
Cookies and
Jonathan,
cream.
what's up, family?
Different.
My son made affogato
Yep.
for me.
What?
You
I
know,
forgot to that.
Basically, ice cream with a
Coffee pour.
shot of espresso over the top of it.
Yeah, coffee
Hey.
pour over ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the first time I heard it.
Yep. Me too.
And
When he
you're-
first said avocado, I
I
was
thought
like,
you were
I thought he was
Italian,
cussing
Joe.
at me.
I thought you were Italian.
Yeah, well, shit. I didn't grow up all that. They didn't teach me all that.
I thought he was cussing at me when he first said it, and when he
Yeah,
asked
I forgot to. Yeah.
he asked my
Coffee
wife
pour.
if she wanted one, and she thought he said avocado.
That's what I thought
yeah, a
you
little,
said.
little
No.
guacamole on your ice cream.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
That's
you
what
got
I
a
thought
tree
he
in the
said
back or
too.
what?
Pour the
Avocado. What
coffee
the hell?
over the top of it.
There's nothing like affogato with a side order of tiramisu.
Yes, that
Yes.
would be very good. I didn't have that. I like a tiramisu with just a nice black coffee.
Yeah.
You know, one of the most basic, I guess you could consider it a pie. The most basic ingredients is just a graham cracker crust with some pudding and some whipped cream, some chocolate
Mhm.
shavings on top. Very basic, but it's delicious altogether.
Not officially a pie.
Well, that's why I said it's not really a pie, but I
More-
guess it's
it's
pie
more-
form. So
Almost a tart. Or even a flan.
Hey,
What's
I
up,
got
Jonathan?
a question. Did the world stop spinning for a couple of minutes? Because Max was in the chat.
Max
Yeah,
is in the chat.
Max
Yeah,
came
back
in
there
and said,
it says
that was-
Max there back there a few minutes ago.
yeah, and I asked him where he'd been and he never answered.
They spotted
I went
me.
back looking who was here.
Wow.
In fact, all he actually wrote was M.
Yep. Stop.
Yeah. Good to
Matter
see
of
you
fact,
still around.
what's that
Just a
I hope-
single
I
letter
hope-
to let
I hope
everybody know he
he's well.
exists.
Yeah, I hope he's well.
Ah, me too. I was trying to figure that was some kind of code, like I'm being kidnapped somewhere. Help me, please.
But
Yeah.
We're always
Hi,
here to help.
Jonathan.
We're always here to listen.
Tammy won't take the chains off,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, shoot, I've been checking obituaries. What you talking about?
Mm.
Oh yeah, these ones right here. Let me see here. These Edward pies are so basic, but they are fucking delicious.
Oh yeah. Oh
Mhm.
Lord, help
Now
me! Don't
that
Get
show
one
me
of
that.
those and you let it thaw out. Oh man, those things are good.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
remember the
those
name
right
of the
there,
brand.
the coconut cream ones too.
Oh, that's what she got was the Edwards one. Oh shit. I said that I was trying to remember the name of the brand of the one that me and Sarah used to buy all the time, but yeah, those are really good. They're so basic, but they're just delicious.
Hmm. Still not as good as a pumpkin pie, but it's pretty good.
Well, my ex made a apple dump cake. The kind you do, it makes like the crisp on it, and she had that in a square thing. Boy, those are good. And then the in-laws, the mom brought an apple pie she baked over, and I took a bite out of that, and I had to see where she was before I threw the rest of it away. It was terrible.
I have not made an apple crumble in forever.
I ate
Oh,
two
yeah.
pieces of apple crumble, and when she wasn't paying attention, I put it underneath
Mm.
about 6 plates in the garbage. I could not eat a
Rhubarb,
piece of that pie.
rhubarb crumble's nicer than apple crumble. Have you ever tried that, Don?
No,
I have
never.
not.
Ah, really nice.
My daughter, I told my daughter,
I'm really
I'm
in
gonna
the.
take a piece
I'm
of
really
that apple pie
craving
home.
a apple crumble.
Yeah, it's good. And then when I was leaving, my daughter
Mm.
said, "You want me to cut a piece of that pie?" I said, "Oh hell no, keep it in. I don't want it."
Really, really good. They come in the frozen food section. You can get them at Walmart or these things right here, the little
Oh,
Belgium
shut up.
mini
Shut
cream
up,
puffs,
Mm.
and they have the mini eclair ones.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
eclair
god,
ones.
dude, those things, dude, I will fuck a box of those up, dude. I got to be careful.
I could eat the whole box. What you talking about?
Like, I'm not a big sweets person, but there's certain things like those are really good.
I kind of when I get sweets, the ones that really get me are the when you have just that touch of savory with it, and it's just
Bread
like
and butter,
it's like
bread and butter pudding.
it's sweet and it just kind of nah.
My downfall is going to James Brocado's and getting the cannolis.
Oh,
Oh,
I
nice.
don't buy those because they don't make it through the night.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and that's the thing. If it's just sweet, it gets tiring real quick. It's like I don't need it. It's a couple bites
Just
and I'm
yeah,
done.
I can only have one.
Well, that's what I like about those cream pastries, those little balls, because the pastry isn't really so sweet.
Right.
Whipped cream is
Cream
just
bun
slightly
fingers.
sweet.
Hmm.
It's just like a very light sweet taste, but it's
They
really
call
good.
Cream bun fingers is the
profiteroles.
other one.
You mean like the Boston creams?
No, they profiteroles.
But yeah, but there's also a cream
They're like
bun,
an
which is
eclair,
a
so
long,
it's
like
chewed
it's almost like a hot dog, but with cream and jam in it.
God bless you.
Mm. It's just a
Let's
shoe.
not go down the jam thing again.
Yeah, I know the profiteroles you're talking about. Yes,
Yeah,
but I'm talking about the
like
cream
a
bun
little
finger.
round eclair ball.
Oh, dude, my uncle, when he had his bakery in Ventura, California, in Oxnard, he had 3 different bakeries that he owned, a little chain of bakeries, and he used to make these eclairs. Oh my god, they were huge, but they were so delicious. I mean, they were like the size of a fucking football. I swear, shit you not, they were massive.
You've seen the picture of that one I got from the restaurant that Kate brought me back, haven't you? That was massive.
I don't know, your guys' portions are usually a lot smaller than ours, so what you consider massive might be small over here.
About about the size of a foot long Subway, only wider.
You see they got those new things that they have the foot long cookie, the foot long pretzel, and the foot long churro at Subway now.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I do love a good hot pretzel though.
I used to buy footlongs all the time because they were great. Go in, have half of it for lunch, and then put the other half away and have it for the leftovers next day.
Well, you'd have to eat it the next day, otherwise the fucking bread get all soggy and nasty.
Oh, sometimes it would get a little soggy, but that's all right.
Depending on
Here
what
you
you
go,
had on
Dominic.
it too. If you put like vinegar and oil and all that on there.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
No, I would usually get tuna.
That's
some
an
assorted
Angelo
veggies.
Riccado cannoli.
Oh,
That
no.
right there, you buy them, they got like a gazillion calories in each one. They run about
Yeah.
$3 a piece.
Are those pistachios on the end?
That's
Yep.
pistachios on it, yeah.
What is that? Is that kind of like a cream roll?
It's got a crust on it. It's got a different pastry on the inside. It's almost like a cheese, and I can't even describe it.
We
'Cause it almost
generally,
doesn't.
when
they
I
almost
did it, they were generally panna cotta.
It almost looks sweet, but then it doesn't. It looks like an egg
Like
roll
cheesy,
type
yeah.
food.
It's real cheesy.
It's halfway between a custard and sort of like cream cheese.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a sweet cream cheese. The ones
Yeah.
we
So
had
it-
here, so
So it'd be like,
Like-
a eating
like
cheesecake
cheesecake.
in the middle of it.
Yeah.
See, I don't.
you can't.
Yeah, but
They
more.
don't stay in the house.
It's like cheesecake, but it's more the consistency of custard.
Yeah.
See, I don't like cheesecake. I'm not a fan of cheesecake.
What's wrong with you?
Wheats look
I'm
like
not a
vegetables.
huge
must be
fan of
from South
cheesecake
Carolina or
either.
something.
Hey,
I
Joe,
like a little bit of
didn't know if
cheesecake,
you
but
heard or not, but I did not get the drone.
good.
Yeah, I only like a small amount of cheesecake as well. I'm not a.
Well, it is kind of a heavy.
Yeah, it is very heavy.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
you didn't get the drone. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
After all the times we told you to go ahead and buy it, huh? No, joke.
no, I thought he actually did a buy it now, but apparently he had just thrown one bid on it and then never
I
checked it
threw the
again,
high
and
bid
somebody
on it,
outbid him.
which was up quite a bit, and somebody else got it.
Good, leave it alone.
Well, I was thinking about getting a hold of the seller and see if he wouldn't sell it to me.
Nah,
No, for
let it go.
Because I could tell him, Captain Joe and my good friend Justin says that you.
And
should
he's gonna
sell
be
it.
like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
Why should
Oh,
I care
Captain Joe
about
said
what
that. Yeah, definitely. No.
Guy's gonna be like, have you seen that guy crash drones?
Did y'all see Lance's video?
You know,
Lance's video with the Air
Uh-huh.
2S? He was going around the Lady Elizabeth with an orbit, and it did about 1/4 of the way around, and all of a sudden it started doing 360 spins.
Well,
Oh,
It looks
Yeah.
like Jason DeChambeau's won the US Open.
oh, okay.
Did he get it back, Joe?
Oh yeah, he didn't lose it. He said it scared him, but that's about all.
no kidding. You know, Justin, I was thinking we might be able to figure out some way to make like a Air 2S dispenser. You know, like those little drink dispensers where you pull the cup out and another one drops down?
Oh, like
So you
a
can just throw
drone
it away?
vending machine?
Well, no, like a dispenser. Like you have the paper cup dispensers. You pull
Oh,
one out and
yes,
it just
yes.
drops down. Get like an Air 2S dispenser set up for Paul.
And of a Nevada one for Joe.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you gotta have two versions of it. There, you gotta have the Vada 2 and the 1.
He could
Now,
attach it
will
right
you
to
hit
the
us,
side of
Mark?
the water cooler and he could just immediately dunk it. So
Joe,
You
Joe,
hit us
you're
morning,
supposed
right,
to
Don?
get you're supposed to get that drone what in a couple of days?
The Air 2 will be, Avada 2 will be here tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
The Avada that's going back tomorrow will probably have a Friday or Saturday. Yeah, boy, I tell you what, I wish I knew better. I should have brought the Action 2 down there and videoed that. Because when I pressed that button the second time, instead of propellers just starting, that sucker came up, did some 360 flips, was doing all kind of stuff. I hit that oh shit button, and all it did was turn sideways and fly into the wall.
I mean, Jonathan, that pretty much is any food. When it comes to cheesecake, it's got to be made right. Well, any
Oh,
food's got to be
definitely.
made right to taste good.
You got to admit, Jonathan, look, Justin has no taste, so we know that.
We know that.
I'm still trying to figure out what to do for dinner. Having that coffee and ice cream, it's just like at 4 o'clock. Like, now I don't really feel like eating anything for dinner.
I think you need to make that pie you were talking about. Screw dinner.
Oh, I don't need more sugar.
Yeah, we had pot roast rice, carrots, gravy.
That's right. You don't eat sugar. You don't need honey either. Oh,
Nice.
I like that sunset or sunrise
Yeah.
or whatever.
Sunset
It looks
with
like
the
a
ship
sunset.
in the middle. Yeah.
That was sunrise this morning at 5
That was
a.m.
sunrise.
A sunrise, sorry.
That's nice.
At 5 a.m.
That's a strange looking
Half
sunrise. Though.
half you like getting a sunrise at 5 a.m. 7:30 here. But that's all to change in the next couple of days. We get the shortest day. So we're on our way up again.
Yeah, we get the longest.
Yeah. And it's all downhill for you after that.
What is it? Red sky at night, sailor's delight. Red sky in morning, sailor's
Shepherd's
morning.
warning. No, it's Shepherd's.
Shepherd's warning. Where red skies at night, shepherd's delight. Red skies in the morning, sailor's warning. I'm sorry.
Shepherd's warning.
Yeah, sorry.
Mm.
Yeah, so I ate at about 4 o'clock, so I'm done.
Well, what did the kids do when you came back home?
See, I just checked it, and I'm guessing there's multiple versions, but I remember the way this says, sailors take warning.
Yeah, I remember that.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for it to be talking about sailors and then jump to shepherds.
Yeah. It
It's
just seems to
always
be different in
shepherds.
different countries.
It's always been Shepherd's here.
Yeah.
More shepherds in England.
Seems to be the we seem to
They're
align
a
with
friggin'
the
island.
English.
From the biggest
Yeah.
naval nation in the world. Yeah.
But we seem to align ourselves with England more than the US.
All right, I'm gonna look at the origin.
I knew you were looking it up. I can
Yep.
see it. Wheels were turning.
It appears in the Bible, in the book of Matthew, and it mentions shepherds.
When? What verse?
what does it say in the book of Tim?
But which which version?
I'm looking.
You're being challenged, Don.
I'm telling you what the thing said, and I'm looking
I
where it said
wasn't
it.
I wasn't challenging.
Okay, I missed this conversation because the kids gave me their Father's Day card to me. How did we get on Bible verses?
That picture, I
Because we're
said
talking
red
about
sky
red
at night.
skies.
Okay.
Paul showed a photo of the sunrise.
that's not the origin. So
Actually, Paul, you might be able to send that picture off to the, send it off to that company, email it to them. It's a nice little picture.
the common phrase "Red sky at morning" is a line from the ancient rhyme often repeated by mariners. Red sky at night, sailors delight. Red sky at morning, sailors take warning. The concept is over 2,000 years old and is cited in the New Testament. Matthew 16, 2
16,
and
2.
3. Which, let me look up the text here. When it is evening, you say it'll be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning, it will be stormy today, for the sky is red and threatening. So it didn't mention shepherds in the Bible.
Does it depend on what version it is, though?
Hold on. Another version uses the word shepherds.
Okay.
Another version uses pink instead of red.
Isn't there like 400 different denominations of the Christian religion or something?
Yeah.
Like crazy in that?
Jonathan, I think it was in yesterday's chat. I have seen him recently. To answer your question,
Who's that?
he's asking Mr. Skyfly. I have
Joel.
seen him recently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joel he was in somebody's yesterday. Definitely. Mhm.
Oh, there's thousands of them. There's no actual number. They said there's thousands of different denominations. Jesus. Researcher David B. Barrett identified 20,800 Christian denominations in the world. Jesus. Literally.
You know, pretty much every country's got at least one.
Now they're saying there's 7 main categories.
Yeah.
But then within those categories, there's thousands of different interpretations of it.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
But
that's
they
a shame.
identify 7 major categories.
Yeah. Are you Baptist East Tennessee denomination or West Tennessee?
Yeah.
Oh,
Catholic Church of England, Methodist, Presbyterian, Wesleyan.
Oh, he's gonna go on like Bubba and the Shrimp and Forrest Gump.
yeah.
We go on for 2 days and tell them all the
That's about it.
Lots of
That's
days.
about it.
about it.
All I know about shrimp.
Shrimp
I
kebab.
suppose even Jehovah's Witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Yep, they would
Talking about
count.
religion.
Yeah.
Aren't they
Because
the ones that
Jehovah-
don't believe in any religion or not religion, but holidays? Which ones are the
Oh,
ones?
yeah,
that
only
don't-
the only one they
Jehovah-
observe is Passover.
Yeah, they don't believe in birthdays, Christmas, Easter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My cousin's
Because they
stepdad
aren't
was
because
Jehovah's Witness.
those holidays are not mentioned in the Bible. The only one mentioned in the Bible is Passover. Do this in
Passover.
remembrance of me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Passover was nothing to do with the Last Supper. The Passover was when the
When
angel
Jesus
came
said, "Let
down.
this
and-
cup pass from me."
No, the
Or no?
Passover. The Passover was when the angel of the Lord came down and marked all of the followers of Christ by putting blood. Or no, they had to sacrifice a sheep and cook it and eat it and put a cross
Old Testament.
on the lintel.
Yeah.
Lintel of the house, and the angel came down and
Passed on
killed
the house.
one child at every house that
Yeah.
didn't have a red cross on the door.
Maybe it's not
Exactly,
Passover
yeah.
they celebrate.
So that was
Maybe
the
Laura.
Passover.
it's not Passover they celebrate. Maybe it is Easter.
because the last supper was on the was it on Monday, Thursday?
Yeah, I believe. If my history serves me correct, I think it was.
And
Because
then
it was 24 hours
he
before
was
he was
arrested
crucified.
on Good Friday, and
Jehovah's Witnesses celebrate the memorial of Christ's death, which would
So
be the
that's
Last
good.
Supper.
that would be Good Friday.
And they also celebrate
Good
wedding
Friday for
anniversaries.
him, though.
Hmm?
Wasn't a
Yeah.
Good Friday for him.
No, not for him. No.
Is better than the next Friday.
Yeah.
No, because he rose from the dead on the Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Now that's what you call a bender.
Oh, come on.
Of course, it never actually probably was a Friday.
No, because it changes every
'Cause
year.
it
So I
changes
mean,
every
talk
year.
about the odds.
Yeah.
They actually believe it was a Friday. There's no concrete evidence that.
But they don't celebrate it on the same date every year.
Oh, I know that. But what I'm saying is, the way that it was, the way that it's seemingly been worked out was it because it happened to do with the full moon, and that's how we get Easter Sunday, because it's the first full moon after the first Sunday after the 21st of March. So, going by the conditions that were stated, it had to be somewhere in April, because that's how they worked it out, even with the Gregorian calendar change from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian in 1582, with the other 10 days that were lost. So they worked out when it could have been.
That don't work anyway, because my wedding anniversary to my ex was on Easter Sunday, the 25th of March.
Yeah. As I said, it moves around because of the moon phases. And back before we had calendars, that's how everybody did their timing.
Yeah, and it can be as late as the 16th of April, because my mum's birthday's been on Easter Sunday before now as well.
It can be as late as the 19th, sorry. Yeah, because we've already had a Easter Sunday on the 19th. Actually, we've had an Easter Sunday on the 22nd.
What's up, Laura?
23rd. I'm going to go and check that one out.
Yeah. Yeah, he won by one shot from Rory.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a bevy of sport that was on this weekend. So trying to keep up with everything has been an absolute task.
Just remember, Cool Cat, the Easter Bunny died for our sins in that horrific helicopter crash.
Yeah.
Now, the Easter Bunny died trying to save Bambi.
Yeah.
Oh, Laura's mad at me about her live stream. Dominic wasn't there either. Get mad at him too.
I've got a valid excuse. I was asleep.
Okay, I got something.
Both.
They're showing right now on Fox News that, listen to what I'm saying, New York PD, right? Stefanik, New York, right? New York PD using DJI drones to check for sharks by the beaches.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got hundreds of them.
Listen up, Stefanik.
That can be done with
need to
a
be
kite
paying
and a
attention to
fucking
shit.
GoPro.
Yeah.
They also
Listen up,
use
Stefanik.
drones. They use
Listen up.
check up on the Puerto Rico parade as well. And the rest
She needs to go find a man or a woman or whatever it takes, just to calm her down.
somebody for flying one in a no-fly zone or TFR.
Mm.
They were using looked like a M50, the big one. Because he had
Yeah.
that big controller. It said DJI on it right across.
Hey.
Oh, I can say it again, Jonathan. You can do the same thing with a kite and a GoPro.
You can't aim the GoPro very well, but
What
Now, how
you
many
do is
people-
you get a kite and you put 4
Sure.
motors on and a GPS.
and put on their DJI and put it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
DJI
you-
kite.
You
Now,
hook
how
your
many
phone.
people are gonna kick Justin in the knee when we see him?
No, you download Zoom on your phone, you start a live stream, hook it to the kite, and you just monitor the live stream from a computer. Boom, wireless.
Yeah.
Got live
Then they'll
video.
start banning kites.
Yeah. If DJI makes it, they'll ban it.
I'm gonna send her a text. I'm gonna say, shark attacks. Sharks are being monitored on New York's coast by New York Police Department using DJI drones. They serve a purpose.
Yeah, it's on your head.
Yeah.
It's on your head if anybody gets hurt.
Well, they already kicked me off once. I say that they'll kick me off again.
No, I don't live in an HOA, Dusty. Although it's hard pressed to find a neighborhood that's not a HOA in Florida. They say like 70% or something of all neighborhoods.
And we
in
call
Florida are HOA.
HOAs different things here.
yeah, fancy calling it HOA.
It's a HOA.
It's a HOA.
Yeah. But I'm
Isn't that how you-
surprised with the introduction of a lot of US terms in Australia. I'm surprised we don't call them HOAs yet.
But no, there are some HOAs that are kind of laid back, and then there's some that are stricter than others. But
Yeah.
honestly, if you're buying a house, that's your responsibility to, you're agreeing to doing that. So it's not like you move into a neighborhood and you don't know it's HOA. You trust me, you know that when you're buying a house. So if you
We
choose to
don't-
move into a neighborhood like that, that's on your own fault.
We don't do anything like that. You buy your
We call them
Oh.
strata. We call them strata titles or body corporates over here.
the only time somebody can actually dictate what you do with your house is if you rent it. And it doesn't
Yeah,
belong.
over here, if it's deemed residential, it can be deemed what's called a strata. And strata means that if it has more than one block of flats on the actual block itself, and each one is a flat, then that becomes a strata, and then is overseen by a body corporate, HOA.
Hold on, what? No, it's not, because
So that just
then
becomes a
people
house.
can get on.
multi-
the-
Yeah,
What? Dusty, what do you mean by that? No, it's not, because then people can get on the news and complain about the HOA. Yeah, but what's the new rule you're talking about? I didn't hear nothing about new rules. I know that in Florida, they tried to kick a cop out because he was parking his squad car in his front yard on his driveway. And the governor stepped in and did something or another and said they ended up signing something that said if it was a first responder vehicles, HOAs could not deem that as part of the rules of the properties. Because, and I think that's stupid. Like, why would you not want, that just shows that you living in a good neighborhood. You got a cop living there. Like, I don't see the problem with having a cop car parked outside of a house like that. To me, I don't see the problem with that. And the state government didn't either. They got really, yeah, they ended up sticking up for that cop because they tried to kick him out of his house over that.
How the hell
And they-
can they stop you from parking your own car on your own driveway?
Cause some HOA rule, they want you to use the garage that your house has. They want the cars inside the garage.
The problem with HOAs is they can
no,
change the rules
building
after you buy your
stage.
house.
Yeah. But like I said, you're buying the house there. That's your responsibility to figure out whether you want to live in an HOA or not. If you choose to live in there, you got to follow their rules. That's part of the agreement for living in there.
I mean, my house is freehold, so I actually own the land that it's built on as well. So
Yeah. It just depends on how it's set out over here.
yeah, there's leasehold, which means you pay a grant
Yeah.
for the land.
There's
but you can-
leasehold and freehold. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can quite often buy that for a certain multiple of the monthly
Well,
payments.
you need to turn it off out there, right?
Laura, you sent me that invite when I was in the middle of a
Okay,
game and
I'll
I
turn
left
it off
right
right
after
here.
that. 'Cause I had to go do stuff.
Excuses, excuses.
That game.
No, you can't have window units in most HOAs. Usually the back of the house, if there's a fence around it, usually that's kind of your own space. You can do what you want back there. But
Did
the
you
front yards is where they normally are very strict about.
Did you see the guy whose HOA told him that he couldn't park his boat in front of his fence down in Florida?
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
No.
he had his boat parked in front of his fence, and they said he had to park it back in the back of his house behind the fence. So he moved his boat back behind the house, and then had a friend of his who is an artist come over because he's allowed to paint his fence, and painted a lifelike boat. So you see the boat painted on the fence, and the top of the
Yeah,
boat behind the fence that
Oh
just
God,
continues
that's
on.
awesome.
It was
That's
on
fun.
double. Yeah,
That's a slap in the face right there.
Mhm.
that was on Facebook.
I like
Oh
that.
yeah, I was helping my cousin do drywall down in San Diego years and years ago. He needed some extra help for a couple days
Did I
doing some
do it?
drywall work. And the HOA that we were working in, they were so strict, you had to have a specific type of blind in the window. Your front door had to be a certain color, the house had to be a certain color. Like you couldn't, if you wanted to plant plants out front, you had to get approval. Yeah, it was crazy strict.
All the Christmas lights had to be white.
But some people are like that though. I mean, some people like living in neighborhoods like that because it's like a double-edged sword, right? On one hand, your neighborhood stays very clean and orderly. On the other hand,
It's
you
fucking
don't really
boring.
you really don't have control over your own property, which kind of sucks. So, I mean, most HOA neighborhoods you go into are very clean and very tidy looking. They're not, you don't see a bunch of junk in people's yards and on the porches and because in older neighborhoods you won't see that. You'll see somebody will keep their yard very clean and then the person next to him looks like a fucking junkyard. And
Yeah, mine's the
unfortunately,
junkyard type.
unfortunately, that can take people's property values down around you.
Hmm.
If people aren't taking care of their own properties. And so some people choose to live in HOAs because of that.
Yep.
Okay, I'm reading Dusty's comment. It's supposed to be less restrictive about parking and other bullshit. I'm just saying in general, people know they're buying an HOA, but they still get on the news and complain. And that's true. But there has been some HOAs that have been very predatory on people too after they moved in. So that could sometimes be an issue as well.
Yep, you get somebody who has a grudge out and start using the HOA as a.
And that guy that painted the thing on his fence, that kind of probably put a target on his back, and they're going to try to get him for every stupid little thing out there
Oh, yeah.
measuring his grass and all kinds of stupid shit, you know? So, you know, he's
Likely.
gonna be walking on eggshells all the time because of that. Yeah, I'm the type, I don't like a lot. I couldn't handle having a bunch of junk in my yard. I like being clean and organized. Especially if it's shit I'm not using, I'd rather just throw it out and get rid of it. Not making me feel bad, Lord. I mean, I felt bad. I was busy and didn't, man, I missed it, but you know, I had stuff to do.
When we moved back in 1999, the house we bought, it was we got a call about knock on the door about a month later. Two women saying they were the homeowners association, and that it was like $200 a year, like that, to join it. And I said, "Where does it say that?" And she said, "What do you mean?" I said, "There's nothing in my contract. I bought the house that I had a homeowners association, and I'm living here, and now you come and ask me for $200." My wife said, "Well, they clean up." I said, "No, I don't see anything showing it. I didn't pay him. I wouldn't pay him." So don't worry about my house. My house will be fine.
Well, there's some people that pay, you know, like where TJ lives, he lives in an HOA, but everybody there doesn't cut their own grass or anything. It's like it's all covered in their HOA fees. Like they just have a big company that comes through and
Yeah.
cuts everybody's lawns and does all the trimming. So
Well, the
some
only thing these women,
HOAs, that's what it pays for.
the only thing these women did with the front of Weldon Park where it came in, they planted flowers. That's what it was about. When they told me what they did, I said, "I'm not paying you for that." I said, "I'm taking care of my house, my lawn, my flowers, everything here." And there's nowhere it said that there was a homeowners association.
Oh, there was one guy that was living down here in Florida and he had a house and he was the only house. He bought the house. It was like one of two or three houses that were built. Then the development went under during the '08 thing. And then another developer came in and bought the rest of the properties up. And they started up an HOA, but guess what? He was already there before they did that. So he was out of the HOA rules
Yep.
because he owned the house previous. And HOA, oh, they got into that dude so bad, but they couldn't do nothing about it. The guy was doing all kinds of shit in his front yard and shit just to piss him off. But there was nothing they could do because he owned that property before they did. And
Yep.
so they couldn't come in and just tell him what to do. So he was the lucky one. Like he was able to do whatever he wanted on his property.
Yeah. The property I had, it was just a neighborhood, a subdivision. It wasn't some privately owned subdivision. It wasn't fenced in, nothing. I'm saying, I don't care if y'all want somebody to donate stuff, let us know. We'll help you, but I'm not gonna pay you $200 a year for y'all to plant seeds out front.
Yeah, think about it. There's 300 houses in there. Yeah, that's a lot of flowers. A lot of money for
Yeah, I know.
flowers.
And I told them, I said,
Yeah, somebody's raking in some money.
They said, "Well, I said, "Bring me to court, whatever you got to do, but show me where it's at saying I have to pay this."
Yeah, and then some
So it
people
was,
will try to start HOAs in their neighborhoods.
that's what they were doing.
And there's a lot of neighborhoods around here that used to be HOAs from like the 70s and 80s, but they dissolved over the years and now they're no longer HOAs anymore. Sometimes they'll dissolve after so many years.
Yep.
Because you know, older HOA members might leave or move or die off, and then the rest of the community's like, fuck it, and they don't want to refill it. So they just kind of slowly let it die off, and then eventually it's gone.
Yep.
That's like
Mhm.
almost every new neighborhood now is gated communities now here in Florida. Almost every single one of them. And if you don't have a reason to be in there, you ain't getting in there. Which I kind of like gated communities because then you don't just have random people driving through your neighborhood, to get from one part of the city to the other. Which means you don't have jackasses racing up and down the roads and
Yeah, but it really sucks if you're a, let's say, entrepreneur, and your customers can't come drive by your house, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're only gonna be there for a few minutes. Why they gotta go through a gate?
well, it makes it hard for serial killers as well, right? Because then they got to hop gates and
Oh, that's true.
I mean Ted Bundy would hate living in this time period.
Oh man, if all those Ring cameras, those are the worst things.
I know, man. Those are so like prevalent now. If you walk through a neighborhood, you're going to be guaranteed you're at least on 40 cameras in one block.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're gonna ban them next. Come on, Stefanik, ban Ring cameras.
Oh, relax yourself, Joe. Actually,
Those
they're
are
owned
where-
by. That's actually owned by Amazon, though.
Yeah,
Technically,
Amazon's got all
that's
DJI files too. So what's the difference?
that's technically American software.
Yeah, but they on their servers all DJI stuff. That's where it goes, Amazon servers. So what's the difference? DJI could be hacking into Amazon. Stefanik needs to go get her a lap dance or something.
I got busy and forgot, Lord Jesus Christ. Not going to let that
Oh,
go.
so what do you think? It's Father's Day or something? Well, I wouldn't be talking to her like that. She might turn around and knock you out.
Yeah, I mean, you just pop in and just say, "Hey, Laura." I couldn't stick around. I did pop in and visit for a few minutes just because I care.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's all right. Laura's gonna wind up in Florida one day, and she's gonna come get you.
Told her I'll dangle fucking Disney tickets over her head, too. She said she'd nut check me if I tried doing that.
Take it up for you, Laura. Why don't you come back and
After
say,
she-
shut up, Joe?
I think she already told you to shut up earlier in the chat.
I'm not listening to her. AZ's telling me to recycle my drones. It's over. No, it's not. They ain't got so much litigation gonna happen.
Sounds like the cries of a desperate man.
It does a little bit.
No.
No, it's
Why?
not true. It's not true. Santa Claus is real.
He is.
Oh.
Easter Bunny came to the house once. We had rabbit for dinner.
I don't care what she says. She loves me, and she just needs time to understand, to realize how much she loves me. She'll be back.
I hope you're not talking about my ex, because she can stay where she's at. Oh, hope she figures she never loved me. Stay where you at.
Yeah, she went to prom with that other guy, but she said she'd call me afterwards.
Said she'd save me a dance.
When you're at work working a double so she can go out with some other guy, working her shift.
Yeah.
Like Calvin on Waiting. Remember?
Yes.
He keeps calling her. He's like, "Oh, I'm just working that double," and I like the whole time in that movie he's afraid to. He's bladder shy to go piss in the bathroom, but yet he's
Mhm.
walking around showing his nuts to everybody. What the hell? It makes no sense.
What kind of movies y'all watch?
You never
Waiting.
seen Waiting? Oh God,
Great
you gotta
movie.
watch that. It's
If
fucking
you've ever
hilarious.
worked in the service industry, you need to watch Waiting.
Yeah,
Well, I know
you-
you've worked in the service industry. You've worked at restaurants, so you would love Waiting. Trust me. Waiting
yeah,
is a
it's
great
funny as
show.
shit.
I know many in
It's
the
got
service.
Ryan Reynolds in it. It's a movie. It's hilarious as shit.
Don't watch Waiting 2. Waiting 2 sucks.
Trump
Ah,
said if
nobody
he's
has it.
elected, no more taxes on tips.
Spoken like somebody who's never worked for tips in his life.
Mhm.
Pay taxes on all your tips? You barely make minimum on tips. At least that's what you report.
Exactly. You don't tell them how much you get. If they ask
Yeah.
you at the end of the night to report it, you put like $5 or $10 down, even though you got like a couple hundred in your pocket. You don't fucking tell them how much you actually made.
I used
When
to
I
tell
worked
my
there-
drivers,
When I worked-
you make sure that you put enough tips in there to hit an hourly wage.
Yep.
I don't care if you make a $20 tip. When you come in there in that first hour, you better have $5 of tips in there. You know, I said, I don't care if you put $20 for the whole night if you only here for 4 hours. As long as you could cover I said, the day I gotta pay you, I told him, I said, the day I've gotta come out with money to pay you, and I know you got tips, you won't be a driver here.
I don't think they should have to pay him. I think they should just get paid a normal hourly wage. Freaking
I do
stupid
too.
anyway.
I do agree.
Why do
Yep.
restaurants get some kind of break
I'm
to
getting close to.
I don't see why
See, it's the same-
restaurants have to underpay people just because they're a restaurant. I
See,
think
it's the
it's
same
stupid.
thing like Domino's charges like a $2.99 delivery fee or something like that. Might be more. That ought to go to the driver.
Yeah,
it
even
doesn't.
when and half the time they're using their own car. So why does
Yeah, it
Domino's
doesn't go
get
to the
that?
driver. And pizza, I think pizza might now have a delivery charge. But if they're gonna put a delivery charge on, it should go to the driver.
Yeah.
Along with their wages. And that way it helps them out in the
Yep,
long
it's
run.
for it's
you
for
know?
the gas and wear and tear on the vehicle.
Yeah, I agree.
But hey, I gotta go.
All right,
Later,
we'll see you
Donald.
I
later.
will talk to you guys later.
Yeah, cool, Cat. If you get a chance to watch that movie, watch it. It's fucking
Getting-
hilarious.
Getting pretty
Mhm.
close to calling it.
When I worked behind the bar, you were lucky if you got a tip in the first place from
What's up,
people
Dave?
buying drinks. But when they did, it was only like 10
Mm.
or 20 pence.
Well, tipping's not really a big thing over there in Europe, is it? Like the European
No.
countries?
Not
There's no
at all.
tipping over here.
I'm sure they probably do get tipped when Americans come over there, though.
Yeah, it's voluntary. It's not fixed into when you go to the FPOS machine and
Yeah.
they have a little button that says tip. It says, tips are voluntary. And I generally tip. I won't tip every time, but if someone has given me really good service, I'll
There you
leave a
go,
small
Cool
tip.
Cat. There's a clip from the movie you gotta watch. It's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, what gets me is that taxi drivers expect tips.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
none of the taxi drivers that came into our pub ever tipped me.
Mm.
Yeah, and
And
you
they
see how
charge
expensive
they
fucking
charge more
taxis
than
are.
enough. They charge more than enough as it is.
Yeah, taxis are fucking expensive, dude. They'll pay for a whole tank of gas just going 5 miles. They can
Yeah.
piss off with a freaking tip.
So
Oh,
Art didn't
yeah.
go on tonight, right?
Dude, I can't even just figure out which was the best scene from that movie. There's so many funny ones.
Hmm?
I think
No, we're just not going on tonight, and it's only Uncle
it would-
Bill.
No.
then it would just be Bill.
Yeah,
And
Art
then
didn't go on either, right?
Jason will be
Yeah.
live.
Jason's probably going to go live. Yeah,
Well, that says his 3 conservative gimps tonight,
Yeah.
isn't it?
yep.
Yeah, I
That's
don't see
just
him.
him. That's just him, Lloyd, and Charles.
Jazz. Yeah.
The goat of all time. Yeah, I remember that. At the very end of the movie, Dan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're voluntary. Every place here is voluntary, and if you want to add a tip, you can go right ahead and do it. And generally, that they ask that it's gold coin donation. Gold coins over here are $1 and $2 coins. But as I said, if you go to a restaurant and you're spending $800 or $900 there, and the service and waiting is exemplary, I'll generally chuck in, $40 or $50. But
God,
most places you won't. They don't even ask for tips. But you'll see a little tip jar, and it will say, please, or if you liked what we do. And it's generally tip jars are just filled with coins.
Yeah, loose change.
Loose change, basically. If you buy a coffee and you got like 20 cents left over, you just chuck it in the jar. But it's not, as I said, they're not forcing you to. But as I said, if it's good service, I'll always leave something. And if it's bad service, they generally ask you. If it's good or bad, because everybody over here loves brutally honest feedback. That's the only way they can improve their business.
Yeah. It's like if you order something from Uber Eats, it always has a thing before you pay to say, do you want to leave a tip? How much do you want to leave? He says, no, I don't want to leave a tip. I've not had my food yet, or delivered. How the hell do I know whether it's worth tipping?
Exactly.
What gets me is these automated like little convenience stores and stuff now that people are going into, and the fucking cash register is literally asking for a tip. And I'm like, who the fuck is a tip going to? There's no workers in there. Like, why that? And I'm like, oh God, dude. I'm like, dude, I would never tip a fucking machine or some owner of the place because I checked myself out and walked in there and got my own stuff. Fuck off. You're not getting a tip from me.
To answer the question, David, there were 14 people. There were 14 people at the dinner, and 500 of that was alcohol.
Well, I know some restaurants, like Mike said, they add gratuity. Now, there are some restaurants that will add a certain percentage if you have over a certain amount of people. So if you have like 7 or 8 people, they'll automatically add like a 20% gratuity on top of that.
Yeah. No, as I said, it was about a month ago, we went out to a steak restaurant. It was 14 of us. 2 of them were having a birthday, and it was a week before mine. And 3 people were drinking wine, and one of the bottles of wine was like $200. And I'm thinking, yeah, I didn't participate. So what we do now is, because we've been going out to lunches and dinners for pretty much 20 years, what we do is we look at the bill, we divide the bill by the amount of people there, and then divide the wine by the amount of people that drank it. So that makes it fair, because I'm not paying $70 or $80 extra on the bill just because I didn't drink any wine.
Dominic gets his portion. He's like, $80. What the fuck? I only had a glass of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because as I said, we went out like 2 Fridays ago, and the bill was $80 for everybody. $80 for the people that drank the wine, $35 for people that had the food. Yeah, wine's expensive here, even though we have some pretty good drops here too.
Yeah,
What, you mean
sometimes
you
the
don't drink Yates's?
Yeah,
That's like when Sarah worked for pizza. Joe, what was it? Because so when Sarah worked for Pizza Hut, they used to add a gratuity if it was like, I think, more than 6 people or something, wasn't it? It's a party of 6 or more is what Sarah said.
Yeah,
It was
I think
18%.
it's 6 or more, but that was way back. I don't.
Yeah,
Right
so
now, I don't remember.
She said it was 18% was for 6 or more. And I don't know how many times these people would get so pissed off about that and would want to refuse to pay it. And it's like, sometimes they'd come in with like 20 people. It's like, you got one waitress on one table like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, and y'all are being that cheap. Like, you guys don't want to give her like 20, $30 like between that many people. Like, fuck off. Y'all are some cheap bastards. See, like when if me and Sarah and the kids go out to dinner, I usually give $2 to $3 per person at the table. I try to be nice, and give them a decent tip, especially if they were really good, So I kind of calculate that. If it's just me and Sarah, I usually do like $3 for each one of us, because it's only 2 people at a table. $6, $6, $7 isn't bad. Oh.
Yes, doggy, won't go out. I can see.
Or I might give like an even 10 if it's me and Sarah, I try to do a decent amount. For whatever, however many people I bring in with me. Some of the best tippers were the freaking when Sarah worked there was actually when all the Mexican guys would come in there. Dude, they'd each throw like $5, $10 down on the table. You'd end up walking out. There'd be like 15, 20 of them coming in to eat pizza. And you ended up walking out with like $100, $150 in tips.
Nah.
Night, David.
Night, David. Yeah, it's getting to that time.
Nearly 12:30.
Later.
Yeah, it's 12:30. Yeah.
Well, it's midnight here. But
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
Paul.
it's at
Paul-
12:30.
Oh, Michael, did
Just
you watch
waiting
that
for
clip
Paul to
up there?
come back.
Michael, did you watch that that link I put in there?
it's 9:30 there, isn't it?
9:30 here. Yeah.
And 7:30.
7:30, I think it is.
Yeah.
Where Paul is.
Eastern.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what movie was really funny that I watched recently was actually Deadpool 2.
I haven't watched that yet, no.
Oh my God, dude. The best part of it, I'm just not going to give away much, but the best part of it, and if you watch it, is when all the people jump out of the plane. His whole team that he built, like, jumps out of the plane. Oh, anybody that's watched it knows what I'm talking about, what happens to the people.
I'm not even. I watched Deadpool 1.
Oh, they're good movies. There's a lot of comedy
Yeah,
in them.
watch
They're
it, watch
actually,
it. Yeah,
they're very funny superhero movies, dude. Ryan
yeah,
Reynolds kills the comedy in those movies.
yeah. I'm not a huge superhero fan, but I did watch Deadpool.
Yeah, like he really puts a lot of really good comedy in the movies.
Hey, Joe,
Yes.
Boston cream.
Yeah, spike up that pre-diabetes.
Yeah.
somebody's got to do it.
I'm gonna get Joe a shot collar. I'm gonna keep him away from all them sweets.
A packet of Jaffa cakes.
Tommy walking through the store, he starts looking at the honey buns. I'm gonna zap him in the ass. Keep walking. I
Ate
did
my
try one of
share of
those.
that apple crisp.
I did try one of those Boston cream honey buns a couple weeks ago. They were pretty good. I had one of the tasty cake ones.
Yeah.
Your honey buns must be different than ours. Ours are Chinese, and they just basically a red roll with
That's like a red bean paste.
some
That's
form
nothing like ours.
of honey bean paste in.
Yeah,
Inside.
like red bean paste. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, as soon as you said red
Our
bean
honey buns are
red,
different to that.
that they're round and red, that's nothing like ours. That's
No,
right
not
there. Already told me.
Say round
A
and
red
red.
inside.
I said a round bread roll.
Bread
Not-
roll?
Bread roll.
Yeah, they're
Yeah. Like a
ours
hot
are
dog roll.
ours are a
Like a-
light
Like
pastry
a
with
sweet
glaze.
hot dog roll, and we have cream and jam on the top of it.
No, our honey
That's what we
buns
call it over here.
are like a pastry. Well, not a pastry. It's kind of, what would you
More
say?
like either a
Pastry?
shoe pastry or a
Well,
And
they
it's
usually
just with
Chinese.
donut pastry.
It's almost like a
glaze
donut.
on it. Yeah,
Donut consistency. Yeah.
yeah.
usually
Yeah, it's
only
similar to a donut.
Chinese.
Sort of like a donut consistency, but a long donut, like a hot dog roll, same size as a hot dog roll. But we have cream and then it's sort of like a line of jam on the top of it.
Ours are
It's
real
like it's a
basic.
cream bun.
It's
No,
like
that's
a glazed donut is the
Yeah,
best way
that's-
to
yeah.
describe it.
for us that, but no, it's just what's it? Just an ordinary round bread, like a burger bun without the seams.
Oh, okay. No, ours are more, as I said, ours are more hot dog style.
All right, I'm jumping off. I'll catch y'all later.
As
Yeah.
whatever it is.
I think,
injected
as I said, we're going to call it when Paul comes back. So
Yeah, I'll catch y'all later.
I'm
Okay,
ready.
everybody. Hey, thanks for being here. We'll see you in the morning.
Well, good night.
Good
See
night.
y'all later.